So if you're not already aware, 54 cars are being stolen every single day in the Greater Toronto area. And here's another example. This happened in Toronto. We have these two criminals, these crooks. There are actually three crooks in total. Pull up in this Honda SUV. They've identified this, looks like a Lexus RX that they're going to go ahead and steal. And you can see they're already working on the front of the vehicle. And you're probably thinking, what are they doing?
Bumper.
Well, they're ripping off the front bumper because what they're trying to do is get access to the headlight. Because the headlight has a connector which connects to the ECU or the computer of the vehicle. And so what they're trying to do is just basically get access to that connector, plug in their computer, and from that, they're going to reprogram the ECU to get access to opening the front door and to actually turn on the engine and steal this vehicle. And so you see two of the criminals here, and there's a third criminal that's in the Honda SUV that's just parked in front of them. And they were scoping out this parking lot for a bit before they'd gone ahead and identified this is the Lexus they wanted to take. And you can see one of the crooks went into the Lexus already. His friend, or his also criminal friend, is just kind of making sure that the car can turn on. And they've identified, okay, it's good, they can turn it on. So the third criminal, who is the driver, has come out. He's getting out of the vehicle. He's going to take control, get the other crook out of the vehicle. You can see he just moved it up a little bit. And then he's going to drive off with this Lexus. And you can see they basically stole this Lexus in under a minute, 30 seconds. And this is what's happening across the entire GTA. We need to be way harder on these criminals.
That's not the Great Toronto area, that's Grand Theft Auto. We've been living in this life for such a long time with thieves coming and stealing everyone's cars. Now, obviously from the title of this video, you know what we're going to be talking about. Car theft that's been going crazy all over Canada, more specifically Toronto. Now, the reason why you might see a lot more car theft happening on the East Coast versus the West Coast out here in Vancouver is because it's a lot easier to ship most of the cars all the way to the places where they're getting shipped out to, which is like Africa, the Middle East, Eastern Europe as well. A lot of demand is out there for a lot of these luxury vehicles, and they're fetching for a high premium. I don't know how people are even affording that, man. You find a Lexus that's going for $60,000 in Canada, someone's able to sell it for about $80,000 to $90,000 out there, which is wild. Now, I did also go out on X. X is funny because I hate the fact that they portray that every car that you see coming out of a port in Africa is stolen. But there was this particular one that was trying to put all of the stories together, but it was interesting to see. Let's check it out.
Luxury auto dealer says that a $420,000 Rolls-Royce was on its way to a dealership when it was stolen by an experienced thief.
Jesus. No, you cannot be handling a $700,000 car like this. Bro, are these gonna hold it? Look at how skinny those legs are, bro. They ain't holding the car. Hey! 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 No! If this was my car, I'd be so pissed. This is how you're handling it. Hey! Hey! Man is just chilling out there with his hand out the window. Bro, you know what? If I see one single scratch, you're getting slaps. Anyway, I don't know why they combined both of these together saying that, hey, this car showed up in Africa, because if you notice, those are two different cars. And I happened to take a bit of a big look because if you notice the grille on this, it's very different. Look at the grille here. And then if you look at the grille here, it's not the same. Actually, let me even back it up just a little bit. It's not the same. It's separated by this little black bar. So you can see sometimes like they try to connect two and two together, and someone had pointed it out here. Look. Completely two different vehicles. So there's some people who can afford cars out there in Africa. They'll buy Cullinans like it's nothing. That's beside the point. The fact of the matter is, this is a big problem that's been plaguing the GTA for such a long time. I mean, these people were literally living in GTA 6 even before the game's out. Now, when it comes to the way the law enforcement has been handling this situation, I'm just gonna let this man handle this one.
Police in Canada are literally begging for help. Halton Police Chief calls for meaningful deterrence after auto theft suspect arrested in Oakville 4 days after being released on bail for similar charges. Everything he's saying is true. Time and time again, our officers and the public we serve face the dangers of stolen autos and the criminals behind the wheel who will stop at nothing as they attempt to evade police. Again, in this case, it involved the arrest of an individual released on bail 4 days earlier on the similar offenses. There needs to be meaningful deterrence to these highly profitable and extremely dangerous crimes. We need meaningful deterrence. I don't understand why this liberal government has pandered to criminals over law-abiding Canadian citizens. Our communities and families, this is not the Canada that we once knew and loved. People used to leave their doors unlocked in Canada. In Canada now, people are bolstering their doors with freaking cages. This is insane.
They better
as
be.
long as the gains outweigh the risks and organized crime groups continue to profit from this lucrative crime by shipping stolen vehicles out of the country through our largest shipping ports, we should not expect it to stop.
Yo, Canadians, were you guys actually leaving your doors unlocked? That's crazy. Even up to this day, I've been living in Canada for so long, I still lock my doors. Heck, if I could put like those grills that you put on a wall, I'll put them by the windows and everything. But I mean, that's just for my PTSD.
He's absolutely right. Steal a car through a home invasion or otherwise, get arrested and get released and repeat the cycle again. The cycle of crime.
Mad.
We need to put meaningful deterrence in. Look, our police are begging us. They're dying for help.
This is sad. This is a very recent report at the beginning of the year. So when you're having police actually asking for help, that's kind of wild. And in fact, I remember there was a time where in the past, the police were even suggesting to us, hey, if people are coming to rob you, just leave the key in front of the door, man. Just let them have it instead of you having to fight them. Let it happen. I was like,
you done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
I worked my ass off and I should just leave the keys out for them.
Fun fact. Car theft has become such a problem in Canada that Costco Canada is now selling retractable bollards that people can install in their home driveways so their cars can't be driven away in the night. A car is stolen every 6 minutes in Canada, and the police are incapable of stopping criminals from stealing cars. It's so bad that in March of 2024, the Toronto Police Department advised people to leave their car keys outside their front door at night to avoid having their homes broken into by criminals trying to steal their car.
To prevent the possibility of being attacked in your home, leave your fobs at your front door.
I beg your pardon?
That's the solution we've been given. It's not like America where we have the right to hold arms and then just shoot anyone who walks into your property. So let's not hear those in the comments.
To your home to steal your car. They don't want anything else.
But Costco Canada, always looking out for the people, has begun selling retractable bollards for $569 each. The bollards are concreted into the homeowner's driveway and during the day sit flush with the ground, but after the homeowner parks their car in their driveway, the bollards are raised and locked into place with a key so the vehicle can't be driven away.
I mean, I don't know what y'all think about that as a solution. That's just a lot of extra work just to keep your car safe when you can just build a garage and just have it stored in there. But at the same time, you know, Costco, I mean, I appreciate your help, but I could see you're trying to make a profit out of this because clearly you don't want to be giving us other technologies that we can able to put in the car to stop it from being stolen. At this point in time, the way things are looking, you might as well start removing the tires off your car and going home like that. The thefts have been crazy all over the GTA. And if you want to see how bad it is, check out this website I had opened up. It's called the Crime Occurrence Mapping Portal. Now, it shows you how much crime has been happening all over Toronto or within the GTA area. We have so many different ones like assault, break-ins, drug possessions, homicide. Vehicle theft is the one that I was using to filter. Now, I had based it off of the stats from January 1st all the way to today. And look at that map. It looked like someone had just drawn that specific area. Now, I think this is specifically Mississauga, but look at how much theft is going on here. My God, it's literally covered the whole map. Now, Toronto is right here. Now, I don't know how accurate that is. Like, there's only one vehicle that's been robbed here, but you don't know. There's a lot of security there. There's a lot of light. There's a lot of people. So it's more likely you'll get caught trying to steal a car there as opposed to outside here where there's less activity from police. And you can see why this is a big problem and why a lot of people in the community are really frustrated by this. So you can't able to drive a luxury car out there without having to look over your shoulders because someone's always out to get you. But if you're driving a nice Lexus, Rolls-Royce, Ferrari, Maserati, which are typically found in the greater Toronto area based on their wealth, you kind of have to keep that on the low.
Car thefts continue to happen all across Canada. In this example, these two thieves look like they have performed a relay attack to enter this Lexus GX. So they've gotten into the vehicle, it's overnight in Toronto, and you can actually see on the steering wheel, they have a club. This is a security measure to go ahead and lock the steering wheel. But that's not an issue for this thief. Look what he's got in his hand. He's got an axle grinder. So he's going to go ahead and start actually removing the part of the steering wheel with that club installed to get access to it, to free it, and go ahead and take the vehicle. The other thief is in the vehicle. You could see, I don't know what they're doing. They're looking for a security camera or something. Clearly, they don't care about the security camera. He doesn't even have a mask on, unlike the other thieves. He's just got his COVID mask. And you can see the other thief is working ahead right now, getting this off. He's done it. He's gone ahead. He's chopped that off. You can see the steering wheel is just kind of just open like that. Now he's got access because he already accessed the car. He's going to be able to turn it on and actually move the vehicle. We're seeing this all across Canada. Everybody keeps sending me these videos. It's literally happening. It's a daily occurrence.
The main issue that we're noticing here is the fact that, firstly, there's a huge crime syndicate out here. The demand for these cars is very high. A lot of people want these specific cars like Lexuses, the Ram trucks, G-Wagons. These are very high in demand vehicles, and people are willing to pay a premium just to get these. Another thing about these vehicles is like the technological vulnerability of these cars. Like we saw with the Lexus, pull open the bumper and be able to access the vehicle from there. I don't know why these car manufacturers are not doing enough just to increase the level of security, but I think it's dependent on the models of cars that get into the country and the type of quality check that's going through these vehicles to ensure that they have that optimal level of security.
We're hitting up some dealerships: Honda, Jeep, Land Rover, and Lexus, taking a look at the security features on some of the most frequently stolen cars in Canada,
and comparing them to the same vehicle in the UK.
If the glass was broken or anybody tried to reach into the vehicle, the alarm will then pick up this and sound.
You actually score vehicles here based on how secure they are. How does that work?
The scoring mechanism is done over 1,000 points. That gives the manufacturer the opportunity to attain to try and be the best in class.
They're testing awards points for features like an intrusion sensor. The more layers of security the car has, the more points it gets, which can mean lower insurance premiums. They give cars extra points for having a tilt sensor to guard against theft by tow truck.
We would expect the alarm to be sounding.
And it does. A lot of what you're doing here, we do not do in Canada. We don't test for security. Do you think what you do should be done everywhere?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're not alone with the theft problem.
On the British version of the CR-V, the 2024 model offers those tilt sensors as well as intrusion sensors to see if somebody has broken in, and that comes standard. Same goes for the Honda Civic and the Range Rover, Lexus RX, Jeep Grand Cherokee, and Jeep Wrangler. All of them offer tilt as well as intrusion sensors.
But here in Canada, those additional security features are not on Canadian models of the same cars. So why are the layers of security different on Canadian?
Wait, the way we've seen people steal cars is not through them tilting the car or even breaking the window. It's through relays, it's through access of the computer system from the bumper. I don't know how these would be useful in the Canadian market here. I digress, let's keep going.
Canadian cars. We ask the companies. They all say they are continuously evolving to stay ahead of criminals. Honda says they can't get specific as it may compromise security. The makers of Jeep say they comply with or surpass all Canadian standards. The makers of Lexus say they're responding quickly to new theft methods, while the makers of Range Rover tell us their newer models have features which are proving resilient to theft. If cars in Canada are so easy to steal, what is the government going to do about it?
We have held consultations to update the Canadian Motor Vehicle Safety Standards to help prevent cars from being stolen in the first place.
Why are we not putting the same pressure on manufacturers in this country to make those changes now?
We speak to manufacturers regularly, and we are on top of how we can make our regulatory regime and our legislative regime as secure as possible for vehicle owners.
When are you going to update those anti-theft standards, and what's taking so long?
Amending legislation does take time, but yes, we are on top of it. We will put something on the table in 2025.
Well, let's hope that changes. What's even hilarious is that, and humor me for this, people were asking, why don't police put harsher penalties for people who steal cars? Like throw them in jail, give them longer sentences so that they don't keep repeating these offenses like we had seen. And look at some of these ones that they had released. It'll blow your mind.
Ontario is implementing new measures to battle auto thefts. Now, this comes as police say organized crime targeting luxury vehicles has created an unprecedented jump in those thefts.
Driving is a privilege, not a right. If you're shameful enough to prey on other members of the community for your own reckless gain, you'll lose that privilege. I know this isn't a silver bullet, and more changes working with the federal government to achieve meaningful reforms are needed. But the joke is on criminals if they think Ontario is going to stand by and not do our part.
If you steal a car, you are losing your driver's license.
God have mercy upon us.
I don't know what y'all think about this. This is ridiculous. Like a 10-year ban if you stole the car once on your first offense. Bruh, these guys are making so much money. I don't think they care about a driving license. Let me know what y'all think about it down below, because these are some of the ridiculous ones. I'm pretty sure some things have changed, but let's see. She mentioned that she was going to change it in 2025. Let's hope that these changes are actually applied and actually deter people from stealing cars. To also add more insult to injury, some people have had situations with the insurance. They're telling them, hey, if you don't add some safety measures into your car, your premiums are going to go up.
Arwinder Kelsey of Mississauga has a 2020 Toyota Tundra pickup truck. He recently got a letter from his insurance company saying he must install an anti-theft tracking device by the end of the month.
I was looking at the letter and I was pretty shocked.
The notice from TD Insurance said, without a tag anti-theft tracking system installed in your vehicle, you can expect a significant premium increase as of your renewal. It will cover the cost of installation up to $400 plus tax. Kelsey says he was told to pay for the device up front and he would be reimbursed.
My renewal will be pretty much higher if I don't install these tags. So that's kind of a holding hostage to consumers, that if you guys don't do this, we will increase your premium.
It's not just TD asking its customers to install these tracking devices. Other insurance companies like Aviva, Intact, and Desjardins also want their customers with high-risk vehicles to use the anti-theft system.
The tag system is widely used in Quebec and has helped reduce auto theft there.
The only reason why the thieves have moved into Ontario is because the majority of the vehicles that the thieves want are protected by the tag system in Quebec.
With the tag system, there is wireless tracking and recovery, no signal jamming, logos, or an instant theft deterrent. There is quick and efficient tracking and a proven recovery rate. As an example, the company says in the last 24 hours, 15 vehicles in the GTA have been stolen that have the tag tracking system.
Out of the 15, I think 12 have already been recovered, and the other 3 were waiting on the police to come, and the cars are going to be all recovered.
Kelsey still has concerns, but says he will likely get the tag system
he
doesn't want his insurance premiums to go up.
He has no choice. He has to get those. But at the same time, some situations have occurred whereby people have tracking systems in their car and they're still not able to get law enforcement to go and get their vehicles, even when they have it right there on their mobile device.
Here's the app right now.
Thanks to his Apple AirTag, Mark Roos knows where his stolen 2021 Dodge Ram TRX is.
It pinged in the port of Montreal.
His $135,000 truck was taken in the middle of the night from his Gatineau home back in January. But there was hope when 2 weeks later, the alert popped up. His hopes were quickly dashed. Gatineau police telling him,
They said they can't do anything because it is inside the port. Even though we gave an exact location and a screenshot sent to them, they said they have to notify port authorities and that they might not be able to do anything about it.
Late today, Canada Border Services Agency told CTV News they can only intercept a stolen vehicle with police help when they know the specific container the stolen car is in. In short, an AirTag notification isn't enough.
Bottom line, I want my truck back. We know where it is. Just want someone to walk in there and I want my truck back.
He might be using an AirTag and maybe they have other specifications on what type of tag they might need because you can actually pinpoint exactly where the car is. But at the same time, it's like there are more situations of this happening. Nothing can be done. Now, there have been some solutions that people have provided in order for you to be able to avoid these type of thefts going on with your car. And these solutions, let me just say, they're not really the best.
Here's a stupid hack you probably don't know. You can drop your key fob to stop people from stealing your car. So car thieves nowadays, they'll take the signal from your key fob at your door and relay it back to your car in your driveway to start it. Let's stop them from doing that. So we're gonna come right here, we're gonna press your lock button and hold it, and then we're gonna press your unlock button twice, and your key fob will turn off.
What's even annoying about this is that let's say if they try to steal your car and this happens, doesn't that just cause them to now want to come into the house and look for the key fob?
I can't get into the car, but if I hit the unlock button,
one button
turns back on, I can get in. Now, if I turn the key fob off again, I cannot start the car. It says access key not detected. So if I turn your key fob back on, car will start right up.
I mean, it's a good solution. I can see where they're trying to take measures to avoid car theft. There's a device called a Flipper Zero that can able to record radio signals and be able to send them back.
These things are an absolute menace to society. This is a Flipper Zero, and it can record radio signals and play them back, and it can also jam radio signals and play them back. Now, what does that mean? Well, hackers are pretty imaginative. I'll give you one example of how we use them in real paid hacking gigs. When you go to lock your car, we'll jam that signal and your car won't be locked. Now, we've got access to that. Executives will steal his laptop or put a keylogger into his laptop and close the door, and he's none the wiser. Other things this great little gadget can do, as you leave your home and press close your garage, we can record that signal and play it back, and boom, we've got access to all the valuables inside your garage. So what's the takeaway from this? Whenever you're locking your car, make sure you actually see it physically lock before you walk away. Also, with your garage doors, consider upgrading to a device with better encryption. They cost more, but it's going to stop a device like this in its tracks.
But it's crazy. And so that's why I'm saying I don't know if that technique that other gentleman was showing was going to be a good solution. But now let's move this over to Africa, because there's some places where they've actually found these cars and it's crazy.
Need to be more proactive in trying to stop it before even it gets down here.
Okay, this is wild. We're just driving along through traffic. There's a car with a Quebec license plate on the road.
Oh my
in front of the
God.
organized crime authorities, just driving along. That car bails from traffic, quite possibly a new arrival. Just take a look as we slow drive past all the used car dealers. Is it very likely these vehicles we're seeing are stolen?
Yes.
They are?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Indeed, Lexus, Honda, Dodge Rams, Toyota, some of the most stolen vehicles in Canada now here for sale openly. Even law enforcement has to be careful.
They have issued threats to officers that the next time probably we come to retrieve cars, they are going to fight.
So we have to be very careful driving.
So we have to be very careful.
Back at headquarters, we sit down with the office's deputy director.
We do encounter some few resistance.
Abdoulaye Bachirou Dapila tells us how they know which vehicles to seize based on intelligence from the FBI.
So the situation we have with respect to these vehicles is such that, yes, we are collaborating with the FBI. The FBI has given us evidence that the vehicles were stolen from Canada and then the United States.
Dapila says he needs Canada to step up to stop the flow in the first place.
Anyway, let me know if you guys like the video. Let me know what your thoughts are on what's going on here. And subscribe if you're new. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.